Hello everybody, welcome to a presentation of DET Sports Media and Channel 16. My name is James Jevin and crew. We thank you for joining us here at Wilby High School. It is, not only is it Valentine's Day, it's also senior night. And right now we're going to be honoring the seniors. And we're honoring the seniors for Watertown. And now we're going to be introducing the cheerleaders of Wilby High. Is going to be Tanaya Taylor. As you can see, they are walking down, they're clapping, they're going to get a flowers. Here comes the next group of seniors. And here comes Whitmore as all cheerleaders walk down towards the court with a bunch of balloons and flowers as they get honored here. And now is going to be the one Wilby senior on the varsity basketball team. As you can see, the cheerleaders are now heading back. And right now we're going to be having the senior basketball player. You can see Shelton over there with his family and the balloons as everyone is clapping. And we're going to bring him down towards the court as everyone claps and cheers for him on a very solid career here at Wilby. He is a senior. He will graduate. You can see that Shelton is holding a picture with some balloons with the coach and his mom. And everyone's going to be giving one more round of applause as we say thank you for the Wilby seniors. It's always such a special moment being on the team for so long and doing everything they can for this team that it's great to be honored. Welcome back to Wilby High School. We have a good matchup between Watertown, who come in at 2-15, 0-9 in the league, against the Wilby Wildcats, who come in 1-18 and 0-11 in the league. Now, the last game that the Wilby Wildcats play, they had a burst of energy against Woodland, looking like they were able to come out on top, but they were able to fall short in overtime, as the starting five for both teams are about to be announced. Let's see if Wilby can keep this energy into this game. Wilby's game plan is being able to score at a very high field goal percentage like they did in the last game, but also keeping turnovers very, very at a minimum. That's also another thing they were able to do, to apply pressure on Woodland. And they're saying their final words about respecting teamwork and enjoy. Here comes the starters for Watertown.
Junior, Moni Jones.
Moni Jones.
Senior, Matt Morrissey.
Matt Morrissey.
Senior, Dave Aquavia.
Dave Aquavia.
Junior, Brian McWhirth. Senior, Nassim
Brian O'Connor.
And the Watertown Indians are coached by J. Paul Vance.
And there's J. Paul Vance.
And Marquette Redding.
And here comes the starting five.
Now starters for the Wilby Wildcats.
Here comes the starter for the Wilby Wildcats.
Sophomore, number 11, Jeremiah.
And it's going to be Jeremiah Tripp.
Junior,
and it's going to be junior
Raekwon
James. So right now it's Tripp James.
Junior, number 3, Andres
Arena.
Junior, number 23, Jonathan
Matias. And
senior, number 21.
And it's going to be the senior who's honored on senior day. It is going to be Zanera Shelton. That is going to be our starting five. So it's Arena, Tripp, James, Matias, and Shelton as we honor America with the national anthem. As we honor America with the national anthem, both teams are going to be in their huddle saying their final words as we get ready to go between Watertown and Wilby. We're approaching the end of the season. Want to be able to go to the finish line on a high note as Wilby looks to continue on their impressive energy they had last game against Woodland. While Watertown heads to the court. Both teams saying their final words. Watertown once again coming in at 2-15, 0-9 in the league, and will be coming in at 1-18, 0-11 in the league. So both teams looking for the first win of the league. As Mateus heads on to the court. And here comes Wilby's cheerleaders. Impressive work by Wilby's cheerleaders as both teams now head onto the court, and we'll get ready to start off this game. Both teams were honored on senior night as Morrissey and Shelton shake hands. Both seniors for Watertown, and as we officially get underway is going to be Watertown is going to start off a quick three to start off the game, and he can't quite get it. Almost getting the offensive rebound. That is McWord. Watertown passing the ball around right near the center. And the ball is stolen by Raekwon James. First turnover for Watertown, and he's able to get the 2 points off the turnover. Raekwon James gets the scoring going. 24 seconds in, and Wilby's up 2-0. Right near the corner, and there's Morrissey in the paint, and he's able to get the 2 points. And on the other side is going to be Raekwon James. He passes it to Arena, just getting underway. Arena with the ball over to Raekwon James. James thought about it. He gives it to the senior Shelton. Gives it to Mateus in the corner. He can't quite get a rebound by Morrissey. There's Yusufi with the ball. Shoots. Can't quite get a rebound by Arena. Arena running down the court. He has Raekwon James. James passes it to Arena right near the center. Arena looking for someone to pass it to. He has Raekwon James open, who got the scoring early. And here's Jeremiah Tripp, who shoots a 3, and it's good. Jeremiah Tripp for 3, and Wilby's back on top. Just about a minute and a half into the first and opening quarter. Jeremiah Tripp with the 3. And on the other side is going to be Watertown. Passing it around, shoots, and it's good for Paseta. And the game is now tied again. As Arena tried to throw it to Raekwon James, but it's a little too high, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Watertown's ball. And it's going to be Yusufi with the ball. Looking for a play to get going. Guarded nicely by Raekwon James. Over to Aquavia. Back. Morrissey can't quite finish it. And right there is the senior Shelton to grab the rebound. As Shelton drives in, right hand, and he gets the 2 points for Shelton. Wilby is back on top. As on the other side is going to be Watertown. Morrissey on the double team, passes it over right near the baseline, and it's good for Paseta. And the game is tied. That's 5 points for him as Raekwon James with the ball with 5:25 left. James drives in over to Mateus, over the Tripp. Tripp shoots a 3, and it's too short. Rebound by Morrissey. As on the other side, Aquavia. Watertown passing the ball around. There's Paseta, and it's going to be a turnover as Arena is able to grab, and it's going to be Tripp, and he can't quite get it, and it's going to be a rebound for McWord. Brian McWord with the ball right near the center, and for 3 is Yusufi, and he can't quite get it. Offensive rebound by Morrissey. And there's Yusufi, who throws it over. Right hand, can't quite finish it, but the offensive rebound for the senior Morrissey, and it's good. And Watertown is back on top with 4.5 left in the first quarter as Raekwon James right near the free throw line. He's able to get the 2 points. A timeout is called by Watertown as Raekwon James was able to get the easy shot. There wasn't a lot of defense on him right near the free throw line, and Watertown probably has a few words to say. It's the first timeout. Game is tied at 9 with 4:24 left. Morrissey so far has been an offensive force for Watertown. He's been able to get shots in the paint, able to get the offensive rebound, and get second chance points. And Watertown is ready to head back onto the court as Wilby is also back onto the court, and we're ready to resume. it's going to be Watertown that is going to grab the ball. 7 passing the ball around. It's going to be Garcia, and can't quite get it on a shot attempt from Pacetta. And it's going to be James over to Arena, back to James. James driving it in, left hand, and is able to get the 2 points for Raekwon James. He has 6 points early, and Wilby is back on top. 3:55 left in the opening quarter as Watertown with the ball. And it's Garcia who shoots a 3, and it's good for Cam Garcia, his first points of the game. And puts Watertown back on top as Tripp with the ball. Shelton thought about the screen. Shelton for 3, and it's good for the senior Shelton. He has 5 points. And Garcia with the ball. He thought about it. Back to Equavia, back to Garcia, who's open, shoots a 3, and it's good for Garcia, who's come into the game. He has scored 6 points on back-to-back threes to put Watertown back on top. A lot of scoring in the first period as Arena with the ball back to Raekwon James. Back to Tripp. Tripp thought about it, shoots. He's going to make the shot. He hits the ground, but he's still able to make the shot. And Wilby is back on top. He's going back and forth as Equavia throws the ball over the head of Yusefi. And it's going to be Wilby's ball. As a couple of changes for Watertown as Torricello comes in. And Torrivici comes in. As Balu enters, Arena is going to go to the bench. So it's going to be James, Tripp, Shelton, and Balu, and Mateus. And it's going to be Garcia, Equavia, Torricello. As James passes it to Shelton, shoots a corner 3, and it's good for Shelton, who is coming out of the gate red hot. As Equavia can't quite get it, it's going to be Mateus who's going to grab the rebound. Mateus over to Shelton. Another 3 for Shelton. This time's a little too strong. The ball is going to end up out of bounds as it was off the hands of Yusefi. And he's going to be, check that, Bayowu who's going to throw the ball inbound. Will be up by 4 as Tripp. Corner 3. Can't quite get it. And Shelton almost got the offensive rebound, but instead is going Watertown's way as Torricello able to grab the rebounds. Equavia for 3, too short, and then Shelton for the rebound. So now Shelton being an offensive force early in this game as Mateus with the right hand, can't quite get it, and a rebound by Torrivici. Yusefi over to Equavia. Back to Yusefi, back to Equavia. Over to Garcia, back to Equavia, who's open, shoots a 3, and it's good for David Equavia. His first points of the game. And Watertown is down by 1, 1:33 left. As James with the ball, been a very clean quarter. Shelton for 3, and he can't quite get it. It's going to be Equavia that's going to grab the rebound. 1:20 left. As Yusefi with the ball, over to Equavia, back to Yusefi. Watertown passing the ball around, trying to get something going as Yusefi with the ball right in the corner. It's Garcia. The ball is loose, and a foul is going to be called. It's the first foul of the game for both teams. Took about close to 7 minutes to get our first foul, and it's going to be on Shelton, his first personal foul. And a couple of free throws for Garcia. He makes the first free throw. And the game is now tied. A couple of changes as Cruz comes in for Wilby. And on the second free throw attempt is good for Garcia, who currently has 8 points. And as we approach the last minute of the first quarter, is going to be Arena, shoots a 3, and he can't quite get the bounce as it's going to be rebound by McWord. And Aquavia with the ball. Passes over to Yusefi, over to Garcia. Garcia has 8 points. Ball is almost loose as Aquavia guarded nicely by Arena. 36 seconds left. Aquavia for 3, and it's too strong off. And there's Raekwon James that grabs the rebound over to Cruz. Cruz with the right hand. Can't quite get it. Mateus almost grabbed the rebound. And instead it's going to be Torricello who's going to grab it. McWhort over to Aquavia on a double team. Tried to give it to Torricello, but instead it's going to be a turnover as Mateus over to Arena. Loses the ball, but he gets it back as Arena back to Raekwon James with 10 seconds left. It has been a very fast-paced first quarter. Raekwon James with 5 seconds left. James drives in, left hand, can't quite get it, it's too short, and that is going to do it here in a very, very fast-paced first quarter as Watertown comes up 20-19. It has been a very high-scoring game. It has also been a very clean first quarter as there's been only 1 foul combined between both teams, and here comes the cheerleaders. And another solid performance by Wilby's cheerleaders as we get ready for the second quarter. High scorer is the seniors. Zanera Shelton has 8 of Wilby's 19. And on the other side, Garcia has 8 of Watertown's 20. As the second quarter is underway, as Mateus guarded nicely by Watertown. And instead is going to be a 3-second call, and it's going the other way. And it's going to be Aquavia who's going to throw the ball inbound to Yusefi, over to Garcia. Garcia, leading scorer. Yusefi over to Aquavia, guarded nicely by Cruz. Back to Yusefi. Yusefi with the shot, can't quite get it. And the rebound is going to belong to Baiwu as Wilby with the ball, looking to put their team on top, down by 1. And it's going to be Cruz, shoots a 3. And it's too strong, but Baiwu is there for the offensive rebound as Arena is also too short, and it's going to be rebound by Yusefi as Yusefi with the ball over to Aquavia, back to Yusefi, over to Garcia. Garcia guarded nicely by Arena. Watertown passing the ball around as Yusefi is going to get fouled by Mateus. It's the second team foul for Wilby. And it's going to be a couple of free throws from Mani Yusefi, looking for his first points of the game. On the first free throw attempt is good. That's the first points of the game. Couple of changes as Tripp comes in, so does DeJesus. As he gets ready for the second free throw. And he is in and out on the second free throw attempt. So 1 or 2 at the free throw line. And Wilby with a 2 can tie this game as DeJesus comes in for the first time today. Over to Tripp. Over to Cruz, shoots a 3. And he can't quite get a ball. He's going to end up out of bounds as Yusefi thought about it, but instead he's going to let it go out of bounds. And it's going to be Aquavia who's going to throw the ball inbound. as Powell comes in for the first time today, and that's going to be a turnover as Mateus is able to grab. Mateus, right hand, can't quite get it. Ball is loose. Who's going to grab the ball? It's going to be Mateus. Over to Tripp. Tripp shoots a three, and it's good for Jeremiah Tripp. And Wilby's back on top. They are up by 1 as Garcia over to Aquivia. On to Morrissey, and an offensive foul as a good charge by Mateus. And it's going the other way. That's only the first foul of the game for Watertown. As Cruz over to De Jesus, and we get, with 6:10 left, Wilby's up by 1 as De Jesus drives in, loses the ball, and there's Watertown. That's another turnover for Wilby. As Aquivia, and the ball is off the hands of Tripp, who tried to steal it. And it's going to go out of bounds. And a couple of changes for Watertown as Hardesty comes in. And Garcia over to Hardesty, who's coming in for the first time today. Over to Powell. Powell. And it's going to be Garcia. Garcia did a little drive over to Hardesty, shoots a three, and it's good for Matt Hardesty. His first points of the game, and puts Watertown back on top. Back and forth game as De Jesus on the other side shoots a three, and it's good for De Jesus, and Wilby is back on top. You can always enjoy a nice back and forth game as Garcia over to Hardesty. 5:25 left, and a travel's going, and it's going the other way, as he took too many steps, and Wilby's going to grab possession. As De Jesus is going to throw it over to Arena. As we approach 5:20 left, Arena over to Baiwu. Tried to give it to De Jesus, but it's a little too high. It's going to end up going out of bounds, and it's going to be Watertown's ball. As Garcia is going to throw the ball inbound. Over to Powell, and it's now Watertown's ball, down by 1. As Garcia loses the ball, and it's going to be stolen by Tripp. Tripp, bounce pass to Mateus off of Watertown's player. It's going the other way. It's going to be a turnover as a baseball pass trying to give it to Powell. Now Powell throws it over, and there's where Mateus is going to grab the steal. Sloppy play on the last 2 possessions for both teams as Arena wide open, shoots a three. And hits the top of the backboard. He's going to go out of bounds. With 4:48 left in the second quarter, Watertown is going to grab possession, down by 1. As Garcia with the ball. He passes over to Hardesty. Hardesty guarded nicely by Shelton. Hardesty over to McWhird. And Garcia in the paint, guarded nicely, and is able to get the 2 points to put Watertown back on top. Double-digit points for Garcia. That's his 10th. As De Jesus back to Arena. And Tripp with the ball. Tripp loses the ball, and it's going to be Morrissey that's going to grab it. Then it's going to be Garcia who loses the ball. Then it's going to be Morrissey over to McWhird. McWhird, right hand. Can't quite get it, and Shelton is going to be there for the rebound. Shelton over to Tripp. As both teams have been playing really quick. As Tripp with the ball, getting a play set up, and is going to give it to De Jesus. As we're a little over halfway done in the second quarter. As De Jesus with the ball, bounce pass to Tripp. Tripp, right, can't. Quite almost went in, but he can't quite get it. And it's going to be a rebound for McWhird. McWhird over to Hardesty, back to McWhird. McWhird loses the ball, and there's Baiwu who's going to grab. As Arena loses the ball, and Watertown is going to step out of bounds. That was Aquivia who tried to go for the steal, but instead the ball is going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Wilby's ball, down by 1 with 3:25 left. Not a lot of offense in the second quarter as we saw in the first, as Arena over to Shelton, loses it. Shelton, right hand, can't quite get it. As the second quarter has been a little sloppy, as a foul is going to be called. It's going to be on the floor. And that's the third team foul for Wilby. It's the first personal for Arena. As a couple of changes, as De Jesus is going to go to the bench. Raekwon James is going to come in. And Hardesty is going to throw the ball over to Acuevia, over to Garcia, who was heavily guarded, but he can't quite get it. Almost went in. And Shelton's going to grab the rebound. 3:05 left as Shelton really over to Arena. And it's a good basket for Andres Arena on the assist from Shelton to put Wilby back on top. As Acuevia for three. Can't quite get it. Rebound by Jeremiah Tripp. 2:46 left as Tripp with the ball. Tripp thought about it, has Raekwon James. James over to Shelton. Shelton over to Arena. And the ball is going to go out of bounds as Watertown tried to go for the steal. But Arena is going to throw the ball inbound with his team up by one. Check that, it's going to be Tripp now who's going to throw the ball inbound. As Tripp throws over to Raekwon James, over to Arena. Back to Raekwon James. Shoots. Can't quite get it right near the free throw line. And rebound by Hardesty. Over to McWhirter. McWhirter over to Garcia. Garcia, left hand, can't quite get it, but on the offensive rebound, and he's able to get the 2 points. And Wilby is down by one, but they're still playing with a lot of energy. As Raekwon James over to Mateus. Mateus over to Raekwon James, over to Arena, shoots a three. And he can't quite get it, but the offensive rebound by Shelton, and he's able to get the 2 points. Shelton has 10 of Wilby's 29, as on the other side, Garcia is going to get fouled. He's going to tie his shoes, and the foul is going to be on Mateus. That's the 4th team foul, and that's the 2nd personal for Mateus. As Garcia is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. And on the first free throw attempt, and it's a little too strong. Couple of changes for both teams as Morrissey is going to come back in. And Cruz is going to come in for Arena. Mateus is going to go to the bench after committing his 2nd personal foul. As Garcia on the 2nd free throw attempt is good, and the game is tied at 29 as we approach halftime. Cruz back to Raekwon James. Raekwon James with the ball, looking to put his team on top as Baiwu right near the free throw line. Over to James, back to Cruz, back to James. Wilby passing the ball around. Shelton shoots a three right in the right wing, and it's in and out. And there's Hardesty over to Acuevia. Back to Hardesty, who throws a quick pass to Garcia, who's open in the paint. Heavily contested and can't quite finish it. And there's Shelton for the rebound. Shelton drives in and instead stolen by Garcia. Garcia with the ball, right hand, and it's in and out. And it's going to be Baiwu as Garcia trying to go for the offensive rebound. As Tripp over to Cruz. Cruz shoots a three, and it's good for Cruz. His first points of the game. And Wilby's back on top. They're up by 3 as we approach the final minute. As Morrissey can't quite finish it. The ball's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Wilby's ball. Wilby providing a lot of defensive pressure on Morrissey as we have 44 seconds left. Wilby's up by 3. And a very, very fast-paced first half. As James over to Baiwu, and 35 seconds left as Wilby looking to end the quarter on a high note as Tripp over to Baiwu, over to Cruz, who shot a 3 to give the team the lead earlier. And Raekwon James is going to hold the ball as he's trying to get a play set up as we have 20 seconds left before halftime. As James with the ball passes to Tripp, 10 seconds left. Back to James. James on the left side. Shoots, can't quite get it. Morrissey with the rebound. 1 second left. A heave is going to count, but instead it's going to be a little too short, and Wilby is up by 3. They lead 32-29. They are playing with a lot of energy as the cheerleaders come back. Stick around. Wilby's up by 3. Welcome back to Wilby High School. Wilby has a 32-29 lead as we approach the second half. Wilby High School playing with tons of energy. It looks like they kept the energy from the last game they played against Woodland, and they've done really well. One thing they got to do, same thing goes for Watertown, they got to slow down their possessions. They're causing a lot of turnovers, as you really need to slow down and make good field goal percentages. That's for Watertown if they want to come out on top as the second half is underway, as Yousefi's going to with the ball to the right near the wing. That's Shelton over to Morrissey, over to Posetta. Morrissey almost with the screen, and there's Aquavia guarded nicely by Arena, and a foul, and it's going to be an offensive foul. Is going the other way as McWhort. As the first foul of the second half. And it's going to be Wilby's ball. They have a 3-point lead, looking to capitalize. And it's going to be Arena, James, Mateas, Tripp, as Mateas in the paint. And this time is going the other way as Mateas gets charged with the foul. That's the third foul of the game for Mateas. You gotta be careful, you don't want to commit too many fouls. As Yousefi with the ball, guarded nicely by Shelton. And the ball is loose, and there is Yousefi to grab it. Guarded nicely by Mateas, providing a lot of pressure. Ball is loose, and there's Jeremiah Tripp with the ball. Tripp gets fouled, and the basket is not going to count. It's going to be on the floor. Tripp was hoping that the foul was going to be on the shot, but instead it's going to be on the floor, and Wilby's going to throw the ball inbound. That's the second personal foul for McWhort. He's committed 2 fouls within a minute. As Mateas over to Raekwon James, over to Arena. Arena with the ball. He tried to give it to Shelton, but instead Aquavia intercepts it. Over to McWhort, over to Yousefi, shoots a 3, and it's good for Yousefi. And Watertown is now tied as Tripp on the other side can't quite get an offensive rebound. And instead, a foul is going to be called. It's going to be on the floor. Third team foul for Watertown. The first for Yousefi as Wilby throws the ball inbound as James over to Shelton, shoots a 3. Can't quite get it. Shelton, the senior, who was honored earlier in this game. He has 10 points in the first half as McWhort throws it over to Posetta. And on the other side is going to be Wilby as James over to Arena, back to James. Tripp thought about it, drives in, right hand. Can't quite get it. It looks like he was trying to go for the foul. And Yousefi is going to get fouled right behind the 3-point line. He's going to have 3 free throws as the foul is going to be on Jeremiah Tripp. His first personal foul, a combined 5 team fouls within the first 2 minutes, as he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a few. And on the first free throw attempt, and it's good for Yusefi. He's going to get ready for the second free throw attempt. Got to be careful not to commit fouls behind the three-point line. He misses on the second free throw attempt. And he's going to get ready for the third free throw attempt. He's 1 of 2 currently. As on the third free throw attempt is short, so he goes 1 of 3 at the free throw line, and Watertown is on top as Raekwon James can't quite get it, and there's McWhirter, and the steal from James, and this time he's going the other way as Wilby has committed a turnover, as Yusefi, who only committed 1 of 3, he's going to step out of bounds. It looked like his right foot just touched the line, and it's going to be Arena who's going to throw the ball inbound as Wilby is down by 3 currently in the second half. As James over to Mateus. Mateus with the right hand is able to convert the basket, and Wilby is now down by 1. As on the other side is going to be Garcia, who loses the ball because he's guarded nicely by Arena. Arena providing the defensive pressure. And then it's going to be McWhirter. Arena now guarding McWhirter, and his foot is going to touch out of bounds and is going the other way. A couple of costly turnovers for Watertown in the second half. Their foot looks like is touching out of bounds, and it's going to be Wilby's ball. As James over to Arena. Wilby's down by 1. They were up by 3. As Shelton does a 360 right hand, and it's good for Shelton, his first points of the second half. He has 12 in the game. And Wilby's now up by 1 as Aquavia over to Torricelli. He's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. And the foul is going to be on Shelton. His second personal foul. As Tyson Torricelli is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. And the first free throw would tie the game, and it's short. So then if he makes the second free throw this time, it would tie the game as he misses the first free throw attempt. And on the second free throw, as he gets ready, on the second free throw attempt is good. The game is now tied at 1. That's the first point of the game for Torricelli. And looks like Wilby's making a couple of substitutions as Baiwu's going to enter over to Raekwon James. Back to Baiwu. 4:55 left in the second half as Baiwu with the ball over to Jeremiah Tribb, over to Raekwon James. Game is tied at 36 with 4:45 left as Baiwu over to Shelton. Shelton with 12 points, back over to Baiwu. Back to Raekwon James as Wilby's passing the ball around, and Baiwu shoots, and it's not quite there as the ball's going to end up out of bounds. Wilby was passing the ball really well, but they couldn't quite finish it. As Garcia with the ball. Combined 16 fouls as Torricelli over to Aquavia. Aquavia guarded nicely by Baiwu at the free throw line. Can't quite get it, but Mateus hits it towards Torricelli. The ball is going to end up out of bounds and is going Wilby's way. Strong defensive pressure for Wilby. As you can hear, this crowd is going at it, hoping that Wilby can come out on top as Mateus over to Baiwu, over to James. James over to Mateus, right wing, 3, can't quite get it, and is going to be Aquavia with the rebound. Check that Hardesty. And Garcia on a screen from Torricelli, over to Torricelli. He's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line as a foul is going to be on Shelton, his third personal. And Torsello will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 more free throws, with the game tied at 36. Every free throw counts. As on the first free throw attempt is a little too short. Couple of changes as Cruz is going to enter. Mateus is going to go to the bench as Torsello gets ready for his second free throw attempt. His 4th free throw attempt of the game for him. And on the second free throw attempt, it's no good. So it goes 0-2, ball is loose, and Torsello, after missing 2 free throws, is able to get 2 points as he's able to snatch the ball away from Baiwu to put Watertown back on top. As Raekwon James over the trip is going to step. Oh, never mind, it was a foul. I thought he stepped out of bounds. And Jeremiah Tripp will go. Oh, never mind. It was on the floor, not on the shot attempt. A little confusion as Cruz bounced past to Tripp. Thought about it. Tripp over to Cruz, back to Tripp as Wilby is passing the ball around. 3:20 left in the 3rd quarter over the Raekwon James. Watertown's up 38-36. That's Cruz for 3, and he can't get it. And the ball is going to be picked up by Watertown as Torsello over to McWhirter. As the ball is loose and is going the other way. Last touch by Watertown as Watertown's up 38-36 as Baiwu is going to throw the ball inbound. James over to Baiwu, back to James. Reminder that it was senior night here at Wilby as Shelton and a few Wilby cheerleaders as Tripp is going to get fouled, and he has a chance at a 3-point play. You can see that Jeremiah Tripp was getting very aggressive, trying to drive it in, and he's able to get the basket, and he has an opportunity to put Wilby on top if he's able to make this free throw. On the free throw attempt is good. And Wilby's back on top. That's the first foul for Torsello. As Aquavia over to Garcia. Ball is loose. And it's going to be picked up by Raekwon James. James drives in. Left hand. Can't quite get it. It's a little too short. Ball's going to end up out of bounds. And it's still going to be Wilby's ball. Cruz over to Tripp, back to Raekwon James, 2:30 left, as James with a bounce pass to Cruz, as James drives in, left hand, and he's able to make the basket. Raekwon James for 2 points, his first points of the second half, puts Wilby back on top with 2:15 left in the 3rd quarter. As Garcia with the ball, trying to give it to Torsello, ball is loose, and Raekwon James is able to grab it as Cruz almost loses the ball. It looked like it could have been easy 2 points. As Baiwu over to Cruz. Cruz for 3, too short. And McWhirter with the rebound. He throws it over to Garcia. Garcia almost loses it. Bounce pass to Aquavia. Shoots a 3. And it's good for Aquavia. And this game is tied. As Mateus over to Raekwon James. James, he's going to get fouled. That's the 16th foul for Watertown. It's going to be on Torsello, his 2nd personal foul. And Raekwon James has an opportunity to put his team on top. It has been a very close game, back and forth, ties. It was everything we were hoping for as Raekwon James misses on the first free throw attempt. As a couple of changes, as Torsello is going to go to the bench. Morrissey's going to come back in. And James on the 2nd free throw attempt is good. Wilby's back on top 42-41 as Garcia with the ball. Garcia looking to put his team on top. Garcia loses the ball. And that was one of the main problems in the first half for Watertown. They keep on rushing as the ball is going to be stolen. And there's Tripp with a bounce pass to Cruz. Back to Tripp, who's open and gets the 2 points. Tupa will be up by 3. Nice pass from Cruz over the Tripp to get the easy layup as Garcia, he's going to get fouled. As Garcia with the ball with Wilby up by 3 with 1:01 left. Garcia over to Morrissey for the 2 points. On the assist from Garcia. 53 seconds left as Wilby's up on top as Artisy tried to steal it. And it's going to be Baiwu. Can't quite get it. And Morrissey with the rebound. And it's going to be Aquavia over to Garcia. Over to Hardesty, wide open, shoots a 3. Can't quite get it. Morrissey tried to go for the offensive rebound, and instead it's going to be Jonathan Mateus, and a foul is going to be called. It's going to be against Watertown. That's the 7th team foul since they're in the bonus. Mateus is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. Foul's going to be on Morrissey. His 2nd personal foul is Jonathan Mateus at the free throw line. Misses on the free throw attempt. And it's going to be Garcia. Garcia, 360. He's going to get fouled. And it's going to be Watertown who's going to throw the ball inbound. That's the 4th personal foul for Mateus. And Watertown's going to throw the ball inbound as Aquavia. Right hand, and he can't quite get it. But Morrissey with the offensive rebound, and he's able to get the second chance points. And Watertown's up by 1 with 10 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Shelton guarded nicely, gets away, right hand, and he's able to make the basket for Shelton. He was able to avoid the double team as on the last second heave is no good, and Wilby's up by 1 as we approach the 4th and final quarter. And boy, was it energized from the start of the 3rd quarter for Wilby, and they keep on playing with all this energy and excitement. While Watertown was also a little sloppy in that 3rd quarter as well, but they're still keeping up with Wilby. It should be interesting to see what this 4th quarter has in store for it as Wilby's up by 1. It is a very, very tight game. Shelton has 16 points. He has been an offensive force on a day where we honor him on senior night for everything he's done. As both teams say their final words, Watertown is going to head onto the court with their team down by 1 as we approach the final 8 minutes. It is the 4th quarter. Wilby's up by 1. One problem from Wilby is that Jonathan Mateus has 4 fouls as we get underway here in the 4th quarter. As Arena with the ball. Arena with a pass to Cruz, back to Arena. Arena with a bounce pass to Shelton. Shoots. Can't quite get it, but Baiwu with the offensive rebound and the 2 points. And you can hear this crowd getting very loud as Wilby has a 3-point lead. As Aquavia over to to McWhort, over to Morrissey, and it's going to be a turnover as Baiwu over to Arena, over to Cruz, who's open, shoots a three, can't quite get it. There's Shelton with the offensive rebound, but the ball is loose, and it's going to be a turnover as McWhort over to Garcia, right hand. He can't finish it, and there's Baiwu, who is going to get fouled. As Watertown was really fighting for that offensive rebound. And you can hear the energy from this crowd here today, as that was the third personal foul for McWhort, the 8th team foul. And Baiwu is going to go to the free throw line, as he was fighting for that rebound. But McWhort fouled him as he gets ready for the free throw. And on the first free throw attempt is good. As he gets ready for the second free throw attempt, the second free throw will be their largest lead of the game at 5 on the second free throw attempt, and it's good for Baiwu. Wilby's up by 5. As Yousefi is back into the game. Yousefi on a really good defense from Baiwu, really keeping him in check, as Yousefi's having a difficult time trying to pass it to somebody. Instead, drives in right near the free throw line. It is too short. Nice defense from Baiwu as the ball is loose, but then Tripp was there to back it up. Tripp over to Arena. Arena trying to get a play going. As we approach the final 6:42, as Baiwu is open and is able to get the 2 points on a good assist from Arena. Wilby has a 7-point lead. As Garcia over to Morrissey on a double team. He does a behind the back pass, and that is where McWhort is on a really good assist from Morrissey. Ran over to Cruz, shoots a 3, and it's good for Cruz. And Wilby is now up by 8. The timeout is called as the energy is still there. Gio Cruz, over the last couple of games, he's been a real force at the three-point line. He's been able to make his shots when it matters. 55-47, Wilby, 6 minutes and 8 seconds left as the cheerleaders do a couple of cheers. Nice job. As Watertown has a few words to say now that his team is down by 8. There's still a lot of basketball left, 6:08 left on the clock. But we'll be doing everything right. Plays a really good offense, good communication, good teamwork, and they've been able to provide the pressure on Watertown. As Watertown saying their final words as we get ready to resume the fourth quarter with 6:08 left. And boy, you got to feel good for Wilby. Their momentum has been their way in this fourth quarter. And it's going to be Watertown is going to throw the ball inbound as Garcia with the ball. Garcia hasn't scored a point in the second half so far. That could change though. As Yousefi with the ball over to Garcia. Garcia guarded nicely, and he shoots, and it's good. As soon as I said he didn't have any points, he gets his first points of the second half in the fourth quarter. As Raekwon James with the ball. 5:41 left as James is looking for. James over to Arena. Arena to the right side, over to Baiwu at the free throw line, and it's good for Sharif Baiwu. And Wilby is now at A. As on the other side, Torcello can't quite get it, and James had the rebound, but the ball is going to end up out of bounds. Baiwu has 8 points in the fourth quarter. as Torcello is going to throw the ball inbound. Torcello over to Morrissey, left hand, and it's good for Morrissey. And it's going to be Raekwon James with the ball. Wilby's up by 6 with 5 minutes remaining. As James over to Arena, over to Baiwu. Baiwu over to Tripp. Tripp guarded nicely by Garcia. Tripp right near the wing. Ball is loose and a costly turnover as it was off the hands of Arena and ended up going out of bounds. And there's Aquavia who's going to throw the ball inbound. With 4:40 left as Yusefi over to Garcia. Garcia drives in, guarded nicely by Arena, and Garcia is able to make the 2 points. As he was guarded nicely by Arena, but he was able to take advantage. As Raekwon James over to Arena, who had a costly turnover in that last percentage. Arena, step back 3, and it's good for Arena. That was like a James Harden-esque step back 3. As on the other side, Torcello gets the 2 points on a 360 layup. And Wilby's up by 5 as Raekwon James guarded nicely by Yusefi, looking for a play to be going as James went down, but there's Baiwu over to Arena. Ball is loose, and he's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Wilby, and you got to slow down that play. And a couple of changes as Cruz is going to go to the bench. It's going to be DeJesus, Tripp, James, Baiwu, and Mateus. And it's going to be Yusefi, Aquavia, Torcello, Garcia, and McWhirter as Yusefi right hand and is able to make the 2 points and is now a 1-possession game. 3:27 left as James with the ball. James drives in. He's going to get fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. 9th team foul for Watertown. The foul is going to be on Torcello. His 3rd personal foul as Raekwon James is going to the free throw line. James on the first free throw attempt is good. As you can hear the crowd really going into it. As Wilby is building on their lead. Largest lead was 8. It is now 4. This next free throw would be at 5 if he's able to convert on the 2nd free throw attempt, and it's good. Raekwon James is 2-2 at the free throw line. And that was huge as Yusefi with the ball. 3:17 left as Aquavia or to Torcello in the paint. And he's going to get fouled, and he has an opportunity for a 3 play. If Torcello is able to make this free throw, Watertown will be down by 2. The foul is going to be on Shelton. It's going to be his 3rd personal foul. As Torcello at the free throw line, he gets ready to shoot the free throw. 1 of 4 at the free throw line today, and he is able to make the free throw. And it's now a 2-point. And it's now a 2-point lead as Raekwon James, left hand. He can't quite get it. Ball is loose, and Baiwu is able to get the offensive rebound as Mateus was 4 fouls. Mateus pass to Baiwu is good. Baiwu with 2 points off the assist from Mateus to pad on the lead. It is now a 2-possession game as Yusefi guarded nicely by Raekwon James. And a foul is going to be called. It is going to be against Watertown. Is going to be on Torcello. That's going to be his 4th personal foul. That was the 10th team foul of the 2nd half as DeJesus. Timeout is going to be called by Watertown as we approach the final 2 minutes and 40 seconds Wilby's up by 4. It has been a very close game from the start. Been a very exciting second half as Wilby is holding a 64-60 lead. They're hoping to get their second win of the season and the first win of the league to really get their momentum going up high on senior night and on Valentine's Day. As both teams saying their final words in the huddle. You got to play tight basketball, especially in crunch time with 2:40 left. Sharif Baiwu has been an offensive force in this fourth quarter. He has 10 points in the quarter. He got his first points in this quarter, and now he has 10. As both teams head back to the court. The crowd is still in this game, as they should be, because it's been a really good game as Cruz is going to throw the ball inbound. Cruz over to Raekwon James, and we resume as Raekwon James, guarded nicely by Yusefi, looking for something going. Over to Baiwu, who's guarded by McWhirter. Over to Mateus on a nice defense for Torcel. Over to Tripp. Tripp having a little bit of trouble, looking for someone to pass it to. He has Mateus, who shoots a 3, and it's a short, and McWhirter is going to grab the rebound. McWhirter with the ball. 2:08 left, and a travel is called, and it's going the other way as he took too many steps, and it's going to be Raekwon James who's going to throw the ball inbound, and you can hear this crowd right now. They're really getting into it. Tripp over to Raekwon James right near the corner, and instead he's going to run towards, looking for someone to pass it to. He has Garcia, who's guarded nicely. Over to Tripp, shoots a 3, is good for Jeremiah Tripp. His first 3 of the second half, and Wilby is up by 7 with 1:41 to go. As Yusefi, guarded nicely by James, loses the ball. Garcia over to McWhirter. Baiwu with the steal. And it's going the other way as Raekwon James with the ball with 1:25 left. And Wilby is looking for their second win. They have 1:20 left. Looks like they kept their energy from their last game against Woodland as they are leading by 7 as Mateus over to Raekwon James with 1:05 left. And a foul is going to be called. Is going to be against Yusefi. Is going to be a second personal foul. As we'll be clapping on right now for their really strong play in this second half. They have something to be very, very proud about. You got to appreciate this kind of energy that Wilby has been showing in this game. As Watertown has been a little bit frustrated with the way things have been going in this fourth quarter. At one point down by 2, they're now down by 7. And the buzzer is sound as we get ready to resume very shortly. Shelton on his senior night has 16 points. Definitely a game for him to remember, scoring 16 as Raekwon James is going to go to the free throw line. At the free throw line, James makes the first free throw attempt and is now an 8-point Wilby lead as they were on a little 6-0 run. James on the second free throw attempt is short. But Wilby has an 8-point lead as we approach the final minute. As Yusefi with the ball. Yusefi loses it, but instead he's able to get the 2 points. And on the other side is going to be Shelton, who's going to get fouled. Foul's going to be on Yusefi. There's going to be his third oh, no, never mind. The foul is on Aquavia. That's his first personal foul. As Shelton at the free throw line, his first free throw attempt is short. As he gets ready for the second free throw attempt. Shelton is 0-2 at the free throw line, but Mateus is able to grab the offensive rebound. He is going to get fouled, and he's going to shoot a couple of free throws as Torcello, with his 5th personal foul, is going to the bench. As Mateus is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. Mateus on the first free throw attempt is short. Wilby has missed their last 3 free throw attempts as they hold a 6-point lead with 44.7 seconds left. And on the second free throw attempt is good for Mateus. As Watertown with the ball with very little time left, trying to get something going. As Garcia is going to get fouled, he's going to go to the free throw line. The foul is going to be on Shelton. That's his 4th personal foul. As Garcia is going to go to the free throw line. Check that, his 5th personal foul. And he makes the first free throw attempt. And on the second free throw attempt is good for Garcia. Watertown's down by 5 with 39 seconds left, and the foul is going to be called. It's going to be on. It's going to be on Aquavia, his 2nd personal foul, and more free throws for Raekwon James. He's currently made 3 free throws in this 4th quarter. Make it 4 free throws in this quarter. He's 4 or 5 at the free throw line in this 4th quarter. As he gets ready for the next free throw attempt is good for Raekwon James. Wilby has a 7-point lead with 38.4 seconds left as Watertown hustling down the court. Back to Garcia. Garcia with the ball. Right hand, can't quite get it. Offensive rebound. He's going to get fouled. He has an opportunity for a 3-point play. The foul is going to be on Raekwon James, his 2nd personal foul. As Yusefi has an opportunity to make it a 4-point game with 27.5 seconds left. Very high scoring second half as Yusefi is short on the free throw attempt. Abayu is going to get fouled. And he's going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. And that's what you expect in the final minute. As Garcia with his first personal foul. And Bayu is going to go to the free throw line to shoot a couple of free throws. On the first free throw attempt is, almost went in. So he gets ready for the second free throw attempt. That's his first missed free throw attempt of the quarter. On the second free throw attempt is good. It puts Wilby up by 6. As Yusefi with the ball, over to Garcia, over to Aquavio, shoots a 3. It's way too strong, and Arena is going to get fouled by Hardesty. with 17 seconds left. His second personal foul as Orena at the free throw line is no good. And on the second free throw attempt is short. 0-2 at the free throw line. 16 seconds left. As Yusefi over to Hardesty. Hardesty for three. In and out. Raekwon James grabs the rebound. 7 seconds left. Over to Orena. And that is going, and a foul is going to be called with 2.3 seconds left. As Wilby is looking at their second win of the season. That's the third team foul on Yusefi with 2.3 seconds left. You can hear the crowd saying, Wilby. And then Orena at the free throw line. He's going to shoot a couple of free throws. It's good on the first free throw attempt. That's the 73rd point of the game for Wilby. As you can see, Wilby's bench is now on their feet. On the second free throw attempt is good for Orena. 2.3 seconds left. 1 second left. And Wilby is going to come out on top with their first win of the league. Second win of the game. They really played their hearts out tonight on senior night for Shelton, who has scored 16 points on senior night. Watertown's going to go 2-16. They're going to go 0-10 in the league while Wilby gets their second win in a very exciting game. This is a presentation of DET Sports Media saying so long, everybody. Good night and happy Valentine's Day.